session 6 of. Hang on, I'll try that again. I'll try to remember what game I'm playing. I said what we do in the shadows. No, session 6 of Night's Black Agents, Night's Slow Agents. Tonight's episode will be in the cold wastes of Scotland, north of Land's End, John O'Groats. A stone frigate with the designation HMS Proserpine. Quick recap: our intrepid team of adventurers. The Slow Horses made their way to Scotland, jumping on a number of ferries, and managed to get a boat that would drop them off in their little Decathlon Itwix 300 inflatable canoes, in which they rowed into the centre of the Scarpa flow to find HMS Proserpine. Upon arriving at the stone frigate, they clambered on board, stowing away the kayaks, climbing up on the gantry. They made their way round, only to find a pile of dead bodies. Now they know that the inhabitants of Proserpine, or the people that work there, are all SBS, SAS, Royal Marine, paratroopers, all special forces, highly trained individuals who are listed as dead elsewhere. That's where we kind of left it last session.
Okay, so these dead bodies then that we found. So we found them all stacked up, didn't we?
Yeah.
So if
all
we,
kind of
I guess,
thrown in one corner.
First thing to do is if we have a look at them. So do these appear to be? First of all, do these appear to be big, burly, rough and tough soldiers, or are these, support personnel? Or because I mean, obviously, if you look at these bodies, are these like big guys? They look like
yes, they look like they are
special forces.
Yes, they've all got black fatigues, flak jackets, special forces boots. So it looks like Dr. Martens with a webbing kind of rear section. So it's kind of lightweight boots. They've had short hair. None of them got glasses. Some have beards, but they all look hardened. You can see some of their skin, the face skin, has been gnarled at by desert. So they look like they've just walked off the set of Call of Duty 7.
So these look as if they're the guys that we were expecting to find here, right?
Yes. So the first question is, I can't remember whether I made you do a stability loss.
Yeah, you did.
Or not?
That was what we ended on. I think we all took
stability.
Because you ended with us finding the bodies, as I recall.
Yes. Do the stability check. Obviously, as of last session, all of your spend points are now back to normal.
Cool.
Back to the level they were when you started the adventure.
Do any of us have any sort of medical? Am I right that has Louisa got some medical?
I think either. Yeah, Louisa might have.
I'm afraid these guys are dead.
Oh, they're definitely dead.
What I was looking for is, I mean, I think we all know what we're expecting to find as a cause of death, right? As in 2 puncture holes on the neck. But of course, out of character, but then in character, I guess we would probably try and ascertain, if we can see at a glance what's killed them. So have they been, shot? Have they been stabbed?
So they each have had their throats ripped out, like somebody's taken a claw clawed hand and kind of just slash their throats off. So they're all missing their larynxes, but not. That doesn't look like it's
but not in a bad way.
No, it doesn't look like it's been targeted. No, it has been targeted in as much as if they're wearing flak jackets and bulletproof stab vests and whatnot, having the throat is the one area that has easy to kill.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I can see
But-
that Louisa's got looks like 10. She's got medic with
Yep.
10 spend points. So I guess maybe Louisa could check out and just. I mean, but again, you've just told us what we were. So I guess she's already done that.
It's obvious, and you wouldn't need any spend points to simply turn the body over and see the lacerations of a clawed hand ripping somebody's throat off.
Right, the next thing I'm going
there
to
are-
suggest is, have they got their gear? Have they got weapons lying around? Because if they've all been piled up, have they still got weapons, or are they? Because bearing in mind, as I recall, we've only got at best we've got handguns, right?
I think that's
You
all
have
we
two
got.
You have two
Yeah, so
handguns.
So I would, 2 handguns between 4 of us. So
Yep.
first thing I would suggest we do is we look and see whether they've got any weapons. So in other words, have they got sidearms? They might not have, automatic weapons, but have they got sidearms, anything like that? And if so, we probably want to tool up a bit.
Okay, so
I would suggest.
in terms of sidearms, I will give you a effectively a luck roll. If you roll 1d6, 1 to 4, yes, they do have, each of them have their sidearms.
Okay.
5 to 6, they don't.
Who wants to make that roll then?
I'm going to do it. No, my luck with die rolling.
Here we go.
Go on then.
2.
So yes, they got Glock something 19s, Glock 14s.
Right. So I guess we all grab a firearm, and obviously if they've got ammo and whatever, obvious. Because again, the fact that these badass soldiers have all been, seemingly disposed of like like cattle and stacked up is probably not a good thing. So, as you say, none of us, with the exception of River, I guess, are particularly fightery, right? So I think we probably would all grab a gun at the very least.
Yeah.
And
So-
any ammunition and whatever else, and then probably be eyeing the exit. I would think at this point.
Yeah, so each of you has now a Glock 19. I would say Glock 19, might be 14, and 2 clips. So that would give you 8 times 3 is 24. 24? 24 bullets each.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
In addition to the other handguns you had.
Okay.
So the 2 clips are extra. You already, that makes
And
sense.
there's a clip in the
Yeah.
in the pistol as well. Yeah.
None have been fired.
You see, that's worrying, isn't it?
But you do notice that one of the guys has a long curved magazine in the front of his bulletproof vest.
Oh, so there probably are automatic weapons about.
And it looks like that each of their bulletproof vests, the 3 the 3 places where you would put those larger magazines have been used, so the webbing is expanded a little bit. That's not just you can't tell whether they had been in a large firefight and used all of their rounds up,
Or whether they just didn't have them with them.
or it's just or these are older kit that they've got. But yes, that's so possibly a Hecklenkoch semi-automatic machine pistol gun thing.
So just remind me, whereabouts are we on the map? Did you say security? I know we may not know it's called that, but was that the area that you suggested we were?
There.
Where's that?
Oh no, there.
Is roll 20? Oh, the secure elevator. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Right.
But you're on the out. So underneath this, the Proserpine, there are 4 legs going into the sea. Each leg has ladders going up, a small platform, then ladders going up further, and a platform that goes all the way around the outside.
Right.
And you are on one of those, near a door, and you can see. So in terms of egress, you have got the cage to climb up on a chain. Pretty sure there's a dead body in there as well. And the door, a bulkhead door leading into one of the pillars. You presume a kind of stairway going up. Then you would guess. There is a kind of a schematic of the Proserpine by the door.
Yeah.
So you can have a mobile phone photograph of that to know where you are.
Good idea.
Going.
So that gives us this map basically.
Yeah.
So guys, so Struan will look around, taking all of this in, and like, what the hell are we doing here?
You got me. You got me.
This
For
is
Varney.
what on earth is going on here? It's not.
Last time
maybe we should just go. Maybe we should just like pretend we never saw this and just get the hell out of here. I don't like this at all.
Oh, I think it might be too late for that. But what are we going to tell Lamb?
You probably set the whole
I don't
thing
give
up
a
as a
toss
test
about
for us.
I didn't sign up for this. Look at this. These guys have been slaughtered.
We're here now, so we may as well try and find out what's killed them.
Well, I mean, I guess, yeah. Okay, after you. And he'll gesture for Louisa to go first. After you.
As he's stepping back.
Exactly, yeah. He takes a
And,
step back and after you.
There's a doorway out of here, isn't there, Ref?
There is a doorway. It's a kind of a bulkhead door that you actually haven't had a good look at, given that you saw the bodies.
Yeah. Just as a point as well, Struan will be holding a pistol, but holding it in a way that tells anybody looking that he doesn't know really how to hold a pistol. So although he has used the
Two
weapon,
hands nervously.
we know they're all trained how to use. We know they're trained to shoot, but obviously these guys generally don't do a lot of shooting. So he's just making it clear from his the way he's handling this weapon that the last time he handled it was probably on a shooting range, 2 years ago or something.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, so we can see this map on the thing. Perhaps it makes sense to make sure the cells are secure, because they should be either locked or not locked. And if they're locked, then we can deem those areas safe, and we just systematically clear the areas in a
Which cells are these?
safest way possible. I don't know.
I guess the ones to the north. So if we're in that, literally the ones right to the north of us, right? I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, the cells. Yeah.
So you can see, assuming up is north.
Yeah.
3 cells. To the left, a laundry, stores and workshop, a guard post, holding area, barracks, chapel, scuttling charges, special security, more scuttling charges, auxiliary generator, special interrogation, laboratory, vampire holding cell, kitchen, and stores.
Okay. Those you see those items to the left. Am I right in thinking they're like lifeboats?
Yes.
So they'd be like those mounted, those kind of enclosed. Okay, fine. Good to know. Just checking.
So, yes.
Cool.
You would see the image would actually have had all of those all the way up.
Oh, right. So
Not
some
just
have been, in other words, some have been used when we.
no. You
we
this
don't
is
know that. The map.
you
Okay,
don't
the
know
map.
whether they've been yeah.
Perfect. Okay. So did you say there's a door? So these areas, I know on the map, are they? Do they have? I take it they probably got. Have they got like watertight doors between them all, or?
Yeah. So
In
if
other
you
words,
can
if you're
kind
going
of
into the
imagine that the brown area, is it brown? Let's go with
that's right,
brown.
ready brown.
That's walkways.
Got you.
So you are effectively here.
Right.
And if you assume that kind of white area around this, within that square box is your walkway.
Gotcha.
Underneath the Proserpine.
I guess we check out the cells then. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'll follow Louisa and Min then, I guess, if that's where they're going.
Okay, so the door's a bit stiff, so you're going to need 2 people to
Right, it's going to squeak,
open
isn't
it. It's not going to squeak.
Okay.
I'm not that mean.
Okay.
As you open the door, it's really stiff going in because obviously it's been exposed to salt water since the 70s.
Yeah.
Inside, the lights are flashing, quite on and off, quite intensely.
So does that suggest that it's like some sort of an alarm, or is it just that they're?
Yeah, there's no noise, but it's almost a silent alarm. So that's why we're not going to use figures to move around. All you've got is the flashing lights and your phone to tell you where you're going.
Right.
Up is north.
Right.
So you give me a description of where you're going to go, because the flashing is going to be quite intense. Nobody's bought sunglasses, I don't think.
Well, I guess maybe we check these cells out first. I guess
Yeah.
because they're out, because they're outer. Then if we clear them, and then clear the others in order. So I guess we start here.
Yeah, makes
Okay,
sense.
so
The corner.
it's a large glass front.
Interesting.
So the cells themselves, as you get into this corridor, it's like thick glass either side, almost like giant fish tank.
Interesting.
And it's a bit you can't see the wall. The flashings are going on, and you get the sense that it's a kind of maybe a steam or it's condensation. You can't see that far into the cell.
Okay.
Weird.
Great.
This is unlike anything we've seen before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't look much like a normal cell, does it?
No.
Is
It says
there a
cells,
visible
but
door?
yes, there is a visible door at the far end.
Okay, I guess the important question is the door closed?
Quite.
The door on this one, is closed. The door is here.
Right.
Ignore those. So that's the door. It is
I guess
closed.
we move carefully up here then, and obviously, again, given what you said about the lighting conditions and everything else, we probably move very slowly, and I guess all have pistols out.
Yeah.
And obviously, if we get to that door, make sure that if the door is closed, see if it, make sure it's secured.
So, which are you going to walk down towards the laundry or to the cells on the right?
I mean, I would suggest we do the cells.
So,
Yes,
what's your marching order? Who's going first?
Well, River, surely you.
Where's big roughy tufty River? I reckon he should go.
Yeah, I'll go
Particularly.
up front.
So, who's going next?
Can step up.
River, Louisa.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, and then probably Struan will go last, I reckon. So probably Min.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Min will be holding Louisa's hand, I would imagine, and then
Oh.
Struan will probably bring up the rear, muttering to himself,
probably-
"What the hell am I doing here?"
Min is probably
Okay.
having his hand held by Louisa.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my gun hand. Let go of it. So as you get around, you start walking towards on the outside, this area here, and that's when you start seeing bullet holes in the floor, in the ceiling, and there's it's shatterproof glass, but there is around the door bullet holes, and you find out that you get to a distance of maybe 6 to 10 feet away from the door, and there's lots of bullet casings on the floor.
Yeah.
And impact marks on the door where the bullets are stuck in the glass. And there's 2-minute account. This looks like it's been machine gun fire at the door from the outside in, and the door is open.
Oof.
Is there
again,
anything in there?
Oh, you need to go in.
You go ahead, River. We'll cover you.
Well, why not? I
Says Struan from 20 feet back.
cautiously move forward and just poke my head round the corner.
It's dark in the cell.
These
There's no
pistols
lights
we
flash.
Are these pistols
Yep.
we got? Are they the type that have got flashlights under the barrel?
No.
I'm assuming
No.
the answer. I'm assuming I know the answer, but there you go.
No, because they were concealed, almost concealed weapons. So you have a mobile phone on you, and the mobile phone has a torch, a light source. Make a 1d100 roll, and that is what your current percentage is. Your battery percentage. Yes.
Is it wrong? Oh dear.
So you're on 12%. Each of you can do that, and that'll determine how long your phone will last.
Hold on a minute. Let's have a look.
Somebody had the charger. Somebody was hogging the charger lead, weren't they?
Hey.
Yeah, come on, hand those charging leads over.
Right. That's not too bad. So River, you've got 12%. Louisa 56%. Mim 96%, and Struan you've got 79%.
Yeah.
So River's phone's not going to last too long on 12% as a torch.
So who's going to give me their battery phone then?
Yeah, take mine.
Thank you.
Got pictures of my kid. I faced on my daughter. You faced on your daughter.
I quietly put my phone into my pocket.
So you turn the light on, and it's in energy saving mode. So you got to turn that off, obviously, because you know. So you get a light and shining around the room.
Yeah.
There is a mist, and it looks like your first impressions. It looks like the cell at London Zoo. It looks like an animal's cell. Looks like an animal holding area. There's excrement on the wall, on the floor, a pile in one corner. Lots of excrement and crystalline urine deposits.
Mm-hmm.
There is a pile of rags.
I was about to say that. Is there any remnants of old clothes or anything?
There's a pile of something in the far corner, so about here.
Well, I'm gonna.
Hey River, why don't you go and pick those up?
Wait. All right, I'll go in.
I'm
cautiously
I'm over here, by the way.
Why am I not surprised?
So
anyway, I'm going to move in, and
start walking slow. And there's an air of serenity and silence over the entire base. Apart from the flashing light, you can't hear anything.
Right. Okay. I'm going to get.
And you're not making noise. You are.
No, I'm being very. I don't know what it would be under, but I'm sort of like using my training to move silently. But
Okay.
I've got the phone in one hand and the pistol next to it, and the lights on the pistol. It would be helpful if the other people behind me could sort of like light up the rest of the room.
You get to about here.
Yeah.
Maybe 2/3 into the. Oh no, sorry, here. 2/3 into the room, and the rags begin to move.
Okay,
Oh,
I'll back off.
The rags.
Yeah, there's a pile of rags, and it starts to stand up.
Oh shit.
Yeah. I'm still backing off and heading back to the door.
Okay.
Keeping the rags lit with the with the light.
Yeah.
Okay. So as
we
you get
close
to the door, no, the door's been shot to shreds.
Oh.
Kind of
Yeah, but
hang. So what
Yeah,
stands up?
Mm.
It looks like the thing that you stoved its head in the house in London.
it looks like it, or is it?
It looks like it. It's
Shit.
not dissimilar.
Has it had its head stoved in? This
No,
particular.
it's standing up. And it starts raising its hands, and a big gaping maw opens. The tongue comes out and slithers. You've encountered one of these before, so I don't think you need. And you killed it, so I don't think you need to.
Let's get other side the doorway, and then
Actually, no, you do. You've seen a supernatural creature. So make a stability roll.
Who needs to make that? Everybody.
No, just the person staring at the monster.
That'll be me then.
Yeah.
So what's that rolling off again? That's
Is stability.
yeah, I know, but what dice do I need?
So, D6.
Just D6, yeah.
Yep. Stability of 4.
Oh, too late. I got a 6 anyway.
That's fine. No loss. But it starts kind of shambling towards you
Well, as
as
I
you
say,
get to the door.
I'll start backing off and back to the door again.
Okay.
I said, there's a bag of rags in there that's moving towards us. So what the other's going to do about it?
You what?
When you say a bag of rags,
Yeah,
Sorry, Struan, you have to speak up. I can't hear you from down the corridor.
yeah. I can't hear you from the lifeboat.
you can't hear me from Glasgow. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, you're only in Glasgow. You would have gone further than that.
Yeah, no, Glasgow.
Glasgow, Illinois.
Yeah, probably.
So we've seen one of these before.
Yes, you stoved its head in
Oh.
with a knob kerry.
And apparently that seemed to kill it.
Yes.
It certainly slowed
Right.
it down or stopped it. Didn't
I
it?
think you fired at it and that had no effect.
Right.
And
So
we
what
can't-
was it?
We can't
what was
lock
it we
in
hit
the
him with
cell,
again?
can't we? Because it's the door's broken.
A wooden a club, basically.
So, quickly look around. Is there anything like a wooden club around, or something I can use as a club?
No. But
I'm going to stick my head out into the corridor. Is there a fire extinguisher?
there are fire extinguishers and below red boxes with glass on the front.
Right. Would they have an axe in them by any chance?
It's down here. So this is where you can see it. You can see the wooden box.
Yeah.
From the distance where you are, you can't tell whether it's going to have a reel of hose pipe or a fireman's axe.
Well, you've got one that'll do the job. So I'm moving back out. Is that thing still shambling towards us?
Yes, it's going to keep coming towards you until you do something.
Right. Okay. Is it still in the cell? Yeah.
Yep.
Right. Okay. Get out of its line of sight. Does it still keep coming?
Once you step out, well, you won't know. Once you're outside of the door,
yeah,
you don't know what's going on inside.
No, but then I'm just going to leg it down to that box and see what's in it. I don't know what the others are doing, but that's what I'm doing.
So whilst you're running down there, what are the rest of you doing?
I mean, backing away from it. I would
Yes.
imagine.
backing away.
Backing down the corridor, or the edge of the. Not sure where we stood.
And as River said, look around for some sort of, anything that could be used as a cudgel rather than a.
Yeah.
Because we know, because we were all there, right? So we know that bullets didn't have any effect on the thing that looked similar. So I guess we would assume that we're better off finding something heavy to hit it with than we are to try shooting at it.
Did you say there might be an axe?
There might be an axe in the fire station.
Well, it's
Fire
worth
point,
worth trying to get that then.
That's where I'm going.
Okay, I didn't understand that.
So River's run off to the end, and you can now, even though the light's flashing, you can hear it dragging its claws along the cell floor towards the door. And as you're standing around waiting for River,
I'm going to move down the corridor and keep at least a distance.
Yeah, keep back. Yeah, keep some distance
of where the next cell door is. So
okay,
I don't know, nearly a cell's distance.
Get down towards midway, and you can see in the flashing light a clawed hand begin to come around the damaged cell's door.
Okay.
River, you arrive at the box, and there is a fire extinguisher and a reel of hose. But next to that is a broken box that looked like it has 2 clips in it that can only be a fireman's axe. But that's been removed.
Okay. Can I have a quick look around and see if I can see it? Has it been taken out and dropped, or?
No, there's glass on the floor. You can't see it, and obviously lights are flashing, so it's you're looking around, and it's disorientating, but you can't see an axe on the floor.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll grab the fire extinguisher then.
Right, hang on a minute. You said there's a fire hose, right?
Yep.
So could we not just use the fire hose on it? Because I mean, anything getting hit by a jet of high pressure water is not going to.
I missed something.
Is not going to like it. So I know, again, given that we don't know the vampire lore in this setting, but like I say, if you shoot somebody with a jet of water from a fire hose, they ain't getting anywhere near you. I don't care whether they're a vampire or not. So I think that why not take the hose and just open the hose and just and literally shoot the damn thing with the jet of water. At least it'll keep it back.
Okay, so none of you are trained in using one of these things.
But
none of you have actually ever. It's a point and click, but they are. If you've seen footage.
Kevin, I would disagree with that, because again, surely part of our training would be how to fight fires.
Yeah, I don't know. I think fire extinguisher, yes. I think you could. I think that would be reasonable. But I don't fire hose. You are.
But also the sort of like the use of them is going to be idiot proof. They're going to be designed to be idiot proof.
They are. However, that is until unless you've ever used one,
you can lose control of them.
Exactly.
It's easy to lose control. You might need
exactly that. Maybe there needs to be something. So yes, we could probably turn the thing on, but it's probably worth doing some sort of a test to see whether we get knocked on our arse with it, because
So essentially,
fire hose, you do not know how powerful that jet of water is.
No. So essentially, you need somebody to turn it on, and then it kind of you get that. We've all seen what they look like. They kind of go flat, and then they pump up solid. You'll need somebody to stand at the end holding it to turn it on, turn it off, and somebody to stand behind them to be able to do a combined strength roll. And then obviously turning on is easy.
I guess I can turn it on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Struan will turn it on. I guess
who's got the strong?
Who's got the best? That's a good point. Strength is probably who's probably the strongest? There isn't really any attributes for that, is there?
Oh,
don't really have strength.
Athletics, maybe.
Athletics, then that would combine athletic roll to hold it and to aim it.
So I've Struan's got 4 in athletics.
7 for Louisa.
It's under
It's gonna be-
general. It's under the general skills.
It's going to be me, isn't it? With 8, it's going to be me.
Yeah, it's going to be you.
No.
Keep telling you, you're the action man.
Mm. Let's see if there's anything else.
Struan's more of a lover than a fighter, obviously. So
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And I'll grab the fire hose. I'll give the fire extinguisher to Struan, and then grab the fire hose.
well, you could probably throw the fire extinguisher at the blinking at this creature, couldn't you?
Well, I could do.
Because again, if he gets a fire extinguisher in the mush, he's not going to like that. But mate, it's up to you.
That's quite a distance to throw. You're throwing in a corridor.
How
if you
far
had,
are we talking? Oh, no, fair enough. How far are we talking? So I thought it was a lot closer, but yeah, maybe just put the fire extinguisher down, and then we'll just use the hose for now.
But
So Struan will go and start frantically twisting the valve, the tap to turn.
it's not. Yeah, it's not moving fast, but it's out. It's out of the door and it's coming towards you with intent.
well, I'm
I'm
gonna have the
twiddling
gun
that
ready.
thing as quick as I can.
I'm gonna have the gun ready and try and cover what these guys.
Well,
are
Okay, so
I'm going to take the hose and brace myself.
when
Take
are you
the
going to turn it on? How
As soon
far
as
away
Struan-
are you?
I mean, I guess as soon as possible, right? Because we don't
Yeah.
want it to get
Yeah.
too close. So I guess
I mean,
I'm
that
frantically just trying to turn the water on, and
that jet of water
Okay.
is going to go right up the corridor. Doesn't matter how far. It's
So,
going to be that.
you turn it on, and the whole thing kind of the whole hose fills up and gets quite, like pumping up a sausage balloon. It kind of gets all solid all suddenly, and you can feel the power of it at the end of the hose. It's kind of like a single handle you can pull down.
Yeah.
So
Well, I'll pull it
you
back.
need.
I'll pull it back with
So-
trepidation, but I'm not going to yank it back. I'll just pull it back and gradually increase the power.
Okay, so an agility athletics roll to aim and keep control of it.
Okay.
The difficulty I'm going to say is 4.
Hmm.
So do you want to?
Yeah, I'm going to add. I'm going to add 1 to start with.
Might help if someone holds the
Yeah.
helps by holding the pipe behind him as well.
Can
Because
someone
help stabilize it?
put up braces or yeah?
So if you fail by 1,
Yeah.
the person behind you can then make an athletics roll. If they succeed, then your roll succeeds. If that makes sense. But
Okay.
anything above anything lower than that, it's going to be more problematic. So you're really looking at for 4 and above. But if you get 3 or more, and the person behind you gets a success, then you hit.
So it's on D6s, yeah?
Yeah, 1d6, and you're adding 1 point to it. So you've got
No, that's 3.
that is 3.
Mhm.
So who's standing behind you?
we say it was
Ma-
me.
Yes. I guess it was me.
Okay, Mim, you have to make a agility roll. Are you going to add any points to it? And you have to get 4 or more.
From athletics. Yeah, well, I'll add 2. So 4 makes it 4. And is that
it
right?
does. Makes it 4, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're adding
Yep.
2.
And I
So
remove.
you manage to steady it, and the gush of water shoots out in front of you and hits this thing, knocking it back down the stairwell. It loses its footing, and you see it disappear down here.
Stairs, some kind of steps.
Yeah, sometimes there's some stairs.
Right.
You hear it clattering down.
Right. Well,
over the
guys.
whole sound of the gushing water.
Where are we going to find cudgels, guys?
Kitchen. Hang on a minute. There's because there's we've got.
There's a stores and workshop.
Yeah,
might be
I
a
mean
place.
probably
Yeah.
tools. Yeah, exactly. Tools or
Also check every. As I say, there's got to be more than one fire station.
Also,
Fire
guard.
pit. So just check.
Yes. Keep
You know,
an eye
maybe
out for more of those. There's also the guard post and barracks. Who knows what you might find in there?
Yeah.
And,
I mean, they might have truncheons in there, so they
I
might
mean,
do.
I'm half tempted to go for the chapel to look for crucifixes, but again, I'm conscious of the fact that we don't know that this is
We don't know the law.
we don't know the law. So
but
I think you're right. I think we know that cudgels, we know that, as you say, clubs and clubs and stuff will certainly hurt them. So I think these guys are right. I think maybe we head for I think we ignore the cell because again, I think we don't want to come across another one of those things. If that.
But should we have we checked this? This one had the door broken.
Yeah,
That's a fair
we check
point.
the third cell?
I guess we've still got the hose, haven't we? So can we turn the hose off? So maybe River can turn the hose off.
You let go of it because you've got like a mechanical arm that you pull down that automatically turns off, and you've got 50 foot of rope, 50 foot of.
Yeah.
Hose.
Okay,
So I
think Roger's right.
Hmm.
Maybe we go ahead, but keep the hose. Get River to keep the hose, and then we'll check this final cell, and if we can seal that one off at least, because we now know that this middle cell is empty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think you're right. Yeah, let's do that. Then that makes sense.
So you get to the next one, and again, that's had bullet hole damage. The door's hanging off. Who's looking in?
Are there bullets in sort of in the
Yes. So
the negative silhouette shape of a vampire?
so it looks like something's come through and it's been shot at. Quite.
So similar to the middle cell.
Yeah. Who's going to look? That's without looking inside the cell. Is anyone going to look inside the cell?
Go on, I'll do it.
Okay, inside in the center is another one of those creatures, lying face down with an axe sticking out of its head.
Oh, axe, lovely.
Get the axe.
Yeah, we'll get the axe.
But there's about 3 dead bodies in there.
Are these soldiers or
soldiers? Unlike the others, they've just got 3 or 4 large indentations in their head, which look about the same size as this creature's claws.
Have the soldiers got any kit on them, or is there any kit scattered about on the floor?
Just Glock 19s.
I mean, I guess it's probably worth us taking more ammo if they've got ammo.
Yeah.
Because again, I know we're
3
pretty
guys.
sure that these things aren't going to be stopped by bullets, but it might slow them down.
So you have an extra 3 guns.
Yeah.
The guns were in their belts, and 2 bullets. All the guns are all loaded, as far as you can tell, completely. So you have another suite of 2, 4, 6 clips and 3 guns.
Right, I'm going to put a gun in my back of the thing. It's a backup gun.
Yep.
And then I'll pocket a couple of clips, another couple of clips. Okay. I suggest the rest of you do the same.
Makes sense.
So who's holding onto the hose? Because it's at this point, you can hear clambering up the metal staircase.
Oh, I think it's coming back.
Well, back out. I back out again into the corridor.
Yeah.
Wait for Mr.
And from where you are looking down, you can see
ready.
the creature beginning to climb up the second set of stairs towards the top.
Get the hose ready again.
Yeah, can somebody?
So that splits the
take
party.
Yeah, I'll
2
turn it
people
back.
standing here,
Yeah.
and 2 people standing here.
So Struan's still at the
So who went into the cell? Louisa went in the cell. So here, River holding the hose, and Mim holding the hose, and Struan on the corner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Louisa, you can
Looks like
see.
I'm grabbing the axe then.
So it's an agility check to pull. No, you kind of put your foot on the back of this creature and yank the fire axe out, and it's a red fire axe with a spike one end. get to the door, and you can see the creature beginning to come up.
I'm not going to go down to it, so I'm going to wait for it to
I mean,
get
can't we
its
hit it with the
head.
hose again and try and knock it into the ocean?
Yeah, but you can't. You're not going to do that from here, are you? Because are we inside? Is that those stairs go down outside?
No, because
Are we
the
outside?
grating's where we climbed up from the canoes, isn't it?
No, so this is you can
We're
see.
inside. We're
Yeah,
inside.
you're inside. That
Okay.
is a kind of a concrete steel wall.
Fair enough.
There are no windows this side. You assume at some point that might go outside, but you can't tell from this layout. Struan, looking down from here, you can see there is the walkway kind of opens up into these lifeboats, so you can get into the lifeboats from the walkway.
Again, though, so could we use the hose to? So he's coming up. He said he's coming up here. Is that right? Somewhere
No, so
here.
he's coming here.
Here.
Oh,
okay.
no, he's
Oh,
coming
fine.
up. Yeah, because we knocked him
Yeah.
down
Fine. So
the
surely
outside.
that's the outside, though, isn't it? Doesn't that go? Is that
That
an
will-
internal staircase or an external one?
It's external because they're internals. They're internal staircases. That's an external
Fine.
staircase.
So let's if he's on there, let's just hit him with the hose again and try and knock him over the side.
Yeah, because I thought
Again,
we were
Vampire
inside,
Light is
but we're
also
not.
like getting dumped into the North Sea. So let's just hit him with the hose. Keep hitting him with the hose until he goes over the side.
Okay, make a
Yep.
agility check.
What's that? Athletics again, is it?
Yeah, sorry, athletics.
D6. There we go. So, well, that went wrong. That went horrendously wrong.
So it starts to overpower you. The hose. You start to lose control of it.
Can one of us
and-
back him up? So can Struan run
No,
in?
that's a 1.
Right.
You needed to get a 3 or more, and you start losing control of it. And Louisa,
Can I shut it down?
As
soon as I feel
you
it
can
getting out of control, and turn it off.
With a 1, it's a kind of a critical error. So what basically happens is you lose control of it, and Louisa gets hit, knocking her back. I'm going to say it knocks her back into the cell on her ass.
Yeah.
And you are now wet and cold. You don't take any damage from this because it's just high pressure water knocking you backwards. So, River, you can do another agility check to see if you can take control of this after hitting Louisa clean in the chest. Yeah, and Louisa, you're winded slightly.
I'm gonna add another. I'm gonna add 1 to the roll. So let's see what we get.
Yeah.
It's gonna roll it. No, let's try that again. There we go. Yay!
So you managed to gain control, and it's like you're using a Ghostbuster.
Proton pack.
The water kind of spurting all over the place. You gain control, swing it to your left, and it hits the creature clean in the face, knocking it backwards. You don't hear the splash, but you think
it's gone over the railings.
You think it's gone over the railings.
Right.
Looking down, there's perspex on the one side of the railings, and where the creature was, the perspex is missing.
Okay.
You almost got a perspex wall.
Yeah.
But it's you think it's gone through. Looking down, you can't see anything coming up. But,
right. I'll shut the jet wash down. I'll shut the hose down.
Okay.
Wow. Well done.
Louisa, you find yourself lying on your back, holding an axe, soaking wet.
Kill him. I'm just absolutely going to kill him.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's worse, the vampire or Louisa with a mood on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, no, I do know. It's Louisa with a mood on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least you can scare the others off with garlic.
So that's 2 creatures that are dead.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
Lights
so
are still flashing.
we've cleared the 3 cells, right? So we know Yeah, so we've cleared the 3 cells. So
We can't lock them or anything because
No, the amount of damage to the cells with machine guns is quite intense. You can't.
Okay.
They're almost hanging off.
Fair enough.
Strikes you as odd the fact that if these creatures have been kept here, surely those keeping them would know how to kill them,
well,
and
you'd
not
thought.
Yeah.
you. But it's almost like that. You're looking at the bullets. You're not experts on bullets, obviously, but kind of looks maybe there was a lot of panic involved. There's some bullets. These are special forces that were firing, but there's bullets in the ceiling, bullets all around. It's not targeted all in the same place.
There's no discipline to their shooting. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
It's panic fire.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind I've got where did I see it? My shooting 7. So does that, just think about the skills in here. When it says shoot, does that give me a familiarity with the skill?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. So I could tell if it's panic fire.
Yeah, it looks a lot of panic fire.
Rather than sort of like, and that's not what we would expect from these
No.
Python bullets. Somebody shrieks them out and they've gone nuts. Yeah.
Exactly.
Should we go and check the stores and workshop for?
We better go and check.
Yeah, good place to check because we can maybe get some more weapons that we can use.
Yeah.
Okay. So you start making your way from. You're going to go around the outside, past the laundry, or you're going to go back along through between the cells and the secured elevator to the stores and workshop.
Maybe we're better off to go outside because then at least we've got a wall to our backs, if you like.
Yes.
Does that make sense? So if we go round, then at least we've only got to worry about one direction that something's going to come at us rather than.
So you're walking down the corridor with the lights flashing. Struan, you notice that all but one of the lifeboats are still in place. The one that's missing, there's dangling wires hanging down.
So it looks like it hasn't been ejected or used properly, but it's been kind of broken off or.
Yeah, so it looks like somebody's escaped.
Right.
So you assume the outside world know.
No what? Sorry.
That something's gone wrong. There's something's gone wrong terribly.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So probably the guard post would be worth checking out because it might have an armory.
As we pass the laundry, can we
get some dry clothes for me? Yes.
So yes, if you want to change, there will be military fatigues, dry military fatigues. No female attire, but you can
Able to find something that'll do in a pinch.
She can make it work, I'm sure.
That looks good, actually.
So down towards after you get changed. After you get changed, you make your way down to the guard post. The guard post is empty of staff. The swivel office chairs are all overturned. The computer monitors looks like they've been thrown at the door. As you open the door, you kind of push it to the side, and all of it looks like somebody's been throwing stuff at the door and using it to barricade it in badly. The door was slightly ajar when you got there, but peeking through the one crack, you can see tables that have been upturned. Office chairs have been thrown at the door. You can see them lying around the front, just in that gap that you've opened up.
So was it like people inside trying to keep something from coming in from outside, or
That's what you think, but it's difficult to tell unless you open the door fully and go in.
I think we probably should check it because again, we don't want to leave rooms unchecked behind us.
yeah, and also
So,
some of the broken tables and stuff might provide some cudgels or
yeah, table, yeah, even chair, yeah, table legs or yeah, exactly, good idea.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sounds like a steak to me.
Kevin, just
so
around.
yeah.
These lifeboats, how many people can they hold?
So it's going to be one of those big orange lifeboats which hold 12 people.
Okay.
Should we say?
No,
Yep.
we're
So
looking
these
at
things look solid.
But yeah. But I'm just saying, but then that means probably up to 12. Anything up to 12 vampires could have, and 12 bloodsuckers could have been in those things.
Yeah.
One of
But
these.
if you're in a panic, you 20
No, I
people
appreciate
loading
that.
it.
Yeah.
It's hard. There's between 1 and 12, maybe 20 people.
Yeah.
But these things don't have engines. They're not as. They're not.
No, I know. Yeah,
so
no, I'm familiar with them. Sort of like it's because they say they're powered lifeboats, basically.
yeah, it looks like a submarine, orange submarine.
They're almost impossible to sink, aren't they?
Yeah.
But no, I'm just wondering how big they were. It's just so fear because again, it's the amount of damage and stuff that's been caused that we've seen. It's more than 2 vampires. Or no, it's more than 2 of these. Whatever. I keep using the term vampire, but you know what I mean. More than there's got to be more than 2 of these, whatever they are.
Well, as you say that, you realise that actually, or Louisa realises that the dead body she found next to the one creature had puncture marks in its skull.
Not its neck.
Puncture marks.
No.
Size of a creature's finger.
Yes.
Ooh.
So they've been almost. Maybe there's 2 creatures.
Yeah.
I think we need to check this room out.
No scuttling charges. They're calling to me.
are these?
Go on. I've got explosive devices, so it wouldn't be too difficult.
You've got explosive devices.
I've got skill. Well, I've got skill at explosive device.
Oh, you got skill. Yeah, okay. You got skill in it, but not actually. So,
Damn! I should have said yes.
you're standing outside the guard post, just peeking in.
Cheerio.
Can we push the door open?
Okay, so you push the door open and it kind of creaks, and the detritus of monitors another set of keyboards have been thrown at the door, and inside there's upturned tables, but in the far corner, on the right hand side, you couldn't see behind the door. There are 2 soldiers hanging from the kind of metal rafters with keyboard, with kettle lead computer cables wrapped around their necks.
Ugh.
Below them is a kicked over table. So you need it.
They committed suicide.
Yep. So you're going to need a
stability roll.
Everyone makes a stability roll.
Right.
D6.
It's a D6, right? And what's the target? Is it 3?
Oh,
Yep.
that's freaked me out.
Yeah, anyone that rolls out of 3 loses. Is it gruesome? It is gruesome.
Yeah, got 3.
Yeah.
Just
So
about managed to
everyone
hold it
loses 3. Anyone that fails their roll take 3 stability loss.
And if you make the roll,
Three
what do you take? 1.
stabilities.
You don't lose anything.
So, and what was the roll? Sorry, what was the target? 3.
3.
Oh, cool. So I'm okay. So I managed to hold it in, which is
Yeah.
unlike Struan.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So these guys,
so if I roll 4,
you're okay. 3 or more. So it's only Louisa is retching at the sight of these 2 dead guys.
Yeah, she's had a lot to put up with. This is just the straw.
So the
any
it looks
table.
like
Sorry, I was looking for
they,
cudgel gear.
so inside there are table. It's a metal table legs. There are 2 machine guns, Heckler and Koch MP5s, whatever they are. But they don't have any bullets left.
Wait a minute, what size are they?
Heckler and Koch.
Yeah. Not 9mm, right? Because it's only so if ammunition, we just refill the.
I don't think they're 9mm.
No,
But also the Heckler and Koch, isn't it 7.62 for?
no,
I
no, not for submachine guns.
But the point is, it doesn't matter because you can use them as clubs because they've got.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take one, and even if there's no ammo, the point is it's a metal cudgel. So
you do
can
know
hit
where there is a clip of ammo. There is one clip of ammo.
On that
Is it 1 or 2?
the dead guy, yeah, the dead guy.
Yeah, on the outside.
I think we take the guns, and they would be useful as clubs for now because again, if you have the the what do you call it, the stock out, you could give somebody if you hit somebody with one of those, they're going to know about it. So I think it'd be worth it just as a cudgel. So I'm going to sling one over my shoulder for now, regardless.
Notwithstanding if you find any clips.
Yeah, of course, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that's in the guard post. 2 dead guys who've committed suicide. So far, you have found 2, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7 dead people.
Yeah.
7 dead people.
Probably no one left alive, yeah?
We haven't heard anything, have we? You said it was very quiet.
No, very quiet, just the flashing lights.
Oof. Well, stores are next door.
So in the stores, you can find a couple of large Stilson wrenches. Stilson? Yeah, Stilson wrenches. These are oversized.
Those massive thing.
Again, they'd be even better for clubs, wouldn't they?
Yeah, so you got Stilson plumbing. It's a big.
What would we need athletics to wield these things effectively?
Yeah, but you are swinging this thing. Athletics will work.
Okay.
That's in the stores. So you can find 1d6 plus 2 of these things.
Big wrench, I'm going to call it.
Yeah, it's big. Yeah, Stilson. Can't remember the name of it, but it's a big wrench, spanner-like thing. So roll 1d6 and add, and whatever you get, add 2 to it, and that's the amount of these wrench things you find. There's 5.
So we're going to be.
I'll take one of those.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll take one as well. I mean, there's only 4 of us, right? So we should probably all take one.
Yeah. Is there anything else of interest here in this?
Oxysetting welding.
Flare guns.
Yes, the flare guns. You can find box of 10 flare guns. 1-shot flare guns. Rope.
Worth taking a couple of them.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, like you say, yeah, all of this stuff is good because again, they won't like fire.
Well-
So if you hit them with a flare gun, that will probably hurt.
Anything you can think that you would expect to find in a stores on a this kind of place, you would find oxyacetylene, chains, rope, grease,
Okay.
WD-40, that kind of
No,
stuff.
I think we've
Good.
like wrenches for clubs, flare guns. I think we're probably
Yeah.
okay, we're probably pretty good
We
for
don't
now.
wanna- We don't want to carry too much stuff, and
Are
we
there
can always.
torches as well? Because obviously we've been using our phones for lights. Were there torches
Yes.
or lanterns? Or might be worth grabbing those as well.
Yeah. It looks like nobody came in here to ransack it.
Right.
Yeah, cool.
Like
So
they were
we'll-
taken unaware and didn't get a chance to ransack it.
Cool.
So we can always come back if we need something.
Yeah, exactly.
Should we go to the barracks next?
Yep, that makes sense.
The barracks of as you make your way down the corridor, the door's been wrenched off. Big steel door has been literally been wrenched off. It's just not there.
That doesn't bode well.
No,
As you look inside, you see it embedded in the wall towards the holding area. Beds have been upturned, and there are 5 naked men in here, and they've all had their throats slit. On closer inspection, they've got their underpants on, so it looks like they were in here sleeping. And they've had their throats ripped open.
So you say what? You said there's 5 guys in it.
Yep.
You say they're hanging, or are they still in their beds?
No, they're lying on the floor.
Right. Okay.
Their beds are upturned.
Where do we go from here? Does it make sense to? We haven't looked at the holding area, and then
is it worth maybe checking out the scuttling charges because maybe we might want to think about setting those up?
Explosive devices.
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. Because again, if we can, because again, presumably they'll be done on some sort of a timer. One would assume because you would, and these have obviously been put here because this obviously wasn't part of the rig originally. So these have obviously been put here precisely for the purpose of containing, whatever they're looking at. So I reckon we probably want to think about checking those out and have they been set up already, or and if they haven't, maybe we should set them up because we might need to blow this. Well, in fact, we probably should blow this place. I would imagine once we finished checking it out.
but those are for destroying this
the whole
rig.
structure, I guess. Yeah, I guess.
In the case of shit hitting the fan.
Yeah, so maybe we should go and see if they're, with River's expertise in explosive devices, maybe he can get it set up and, maybe we set like, I don't know, half-hour timer or something and.
Yes, at least familiarize ourselves with how it works.
Just see how it's laid out. And I mean, I'm
Okay,
sure
so
nothing
the
will go wrong. I'm sure nothing that would go wrong that would, make us need to do it. But just in case.
So as you make your way around the corner of the corridor, you can see the door to the scuttling charges room is open, and there's bloody handprints on the outside of the corridor leading up to it.
So we obviously need to proceed very cautiously here, don't we?
So I'm assuming it's River, Louise, Mim, and Struan again.
Yeah.
So you have with you a spanner club. How are you going to proceed to the door?
Quietly.
The door. You get to the edge of the door and you can see it's half open.
Mm-hmm.
and there's a red glow coming from inside. And as opposed to outside, which is white flashing lights, you get close, you realise there's a red flashing light on the inside of
Oh dear.
coming from the inside.
I think we probably need to check this out because otherwise, if there's like a 30-second timer on it, we've
Yeah.
got a problem, haven't we?
Roll 1d6. That's how many minutes
Yeah.
you've got left.
Oh shit!
Goes, what's that, minutes? 5.
And the lifeboat is gone.
Yeah, I think we definitely need to check this out. So I guess excuse me. I guess I don't know, Struan will be stupid here. I'll get Struan to go first. He's holding the wrench, awkwardly in front of him. And you say the door's partially open?
Yes, you walk into the room and it's almost like you've never seen anything like this before. Only in Hollywood movies. There's packs of military grade explosives, you're assuming. It has yellow sprayed numbers on, and they're all kind of wired up to each other. In the center, around the corridor, it's like lots of explosive munitions of some description, almost like giant claymores. On the one wall, you look down, you see a dead guy with his arm is almost hanging off. The flesh has been ripped off. But above him, there is a screen that reads 100.1, and then it goes click 100.100.
Okay. So what do we think that's telling us? Is that an hour or is that
hour?
Okay.
An hour.
So I'm going to look around and check the corners of the room and especially the ceiling to make sure there's nothing nasty hanging up in the, just to make sure the room is empty. And then I guess what we'll want to do is set our watches, set a timer on our watches or phones to make sure we don't lose track of that time because it's pretty obvious that that's counting down to.
Yes, as you are doing that, you notice two things. It goes down to 59. The keyboard has got bloody fingerprints over certain letters, so he's used that, and the trackball is covered in blood. So yes, it is counting down. You have 59 minutes.
Can I check out, or one of us, can we check out if there's any way to abort the sequence?
It's not obvious. Unless you set this up, you wouldn't have any idea. You'd need some kind of not demolitions, bomb disposal.
Okay, so
do we want
there's nothing on there.
there?
Well, maybe we shouldn't, but
Well, I guess the good thing is we've got 59 minutes, so we've got plenty of time to have a look around. And if we think we need more time, I guess we can set River on it with his knowledge. But
okay, well, 3 places leap out to me that we should perhaps look for any information or documentation or anything like it. Special interrogation,
probably the
lab,
the lab.
And special
I
security.
mean, I'm trying to ignore the big word that says the big bit that says vampire holding cell. I'm going to ignore that.
Oh.
No, I think
Yes.
you're right. I think probably the lab and interrogation. But I guess
You have to walk past. Whichever way you go, you have to walk past the vampire.
Maybe we should check out this as well. Special security. Maybe there's security cameras, or although of course the vampires show up on security cameras. I don't know, but
you don't know. Special security.
Let's go there first.
But there might also be, if there is video, then again we might be able to retrieve recordings or hard drives or something and take them with us. So that's definitely worth checking out. I'm not quite sure why it's special security, but
that would be in the server room, and that there's no any hard drives to be removed would be in a server room. There's no server room listed on here.
Okay. Well, I think
where are we now? We just come out the guidepost, haven't we?
Yeah.
No, no.
So you
No,
are
that's
where's
the,
the mouse button? You're
scuttling.
here.
We're at the
You're
scuttling
here.
charges.
Yeah.
Actually, you're all in here.
And it looks obviously like the scuttling charges are tied into the generator, so that'll also blow as well, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it makes sense to go via special security.
Hang on a minute. I've got a really important question.
Yep.
Did we leave a deposit on the canoes? Because if so, Struan, I probably want to take his back because he does want to lose the deposit.
Yeah. So it's £45 to hire it for the day,
Bear that in mind.
and there is a they take a charge on your credit card, £200.
He's like, oh my god, my wife will kill me. Right, just mental note, guys. I need to make sure I've got time to get back to the canoe. And good, just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't want to leave any evidence behind.
No, I just don't want my wife being mad at me for spending £200 on the credit card.
Oh, good grief.
Have you met my wife? Louisa, you've not met my wife.
No, but we've heard all about her.
Yeah.
Because obviously Struan has invited you out to
I know, but you've never
party.
come. Many times. I'm sure you'd like her if you just came along. But every time you blow me out, I don't get it. Anyway, sorry. Back to the life and death situation that we're in. But now he can't help but be thinking about that deposit. So
Yeah, and that's when you put your hand in your pocket and you realise you've still got the raffle tickets. You haven't. So where are you going to go from the scuttling charges?
well, I guess through security and then to the lab, I would say.
Okay, heading into security. There's no damage in here. It looks like the chairs have been spun around as if people have run out, but there's no damage, unlike other areas that you've seen. However, you notice there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 TV screens. Each of the TV screens says Cell 1, Cell 2, Cell 3, VHC 1, VHC 2.
Okay.
Cell.
Okay. Sorry, go on.
I was going to Cell 1. You can see images. In fact, all of them have got images. So Cell 1 shows a just mist, but you can see it's mist and kind of a greyy fog rather than it being damaged screen. The next one, you can see a pile of rags, and in the last one that says cells, there's four images of each corner. You can see the dead bodies and the creature with its head stoved in, and that leaves you with two other videos of VHC1 and VHC2.
What can we see on those screens?
On the one, there is a chaise lounge in the centre of the room, sitting on the chaise lounge with kind of foppish hair, a white shirt, grey trousers, and shoes, is a rather singular individual, and he appears to be licking his fingers, but he's not covered in blood or anything. He's just licking his fingers.
Right, I'm going to take my cell phone or my mobile phone out, and I'm going to video.
Yep.
Take the video of the camera feeds. So
Yep.
the ones with the rooms that we've already been in, and also the VHC1 and VHC2.
Right.
We
So
need some sort of evidence here, don't we?
Okay. Yep. So VHC1, obviously you can see the person sitting in the chaise lounge.
Yeah.
VHC2 is entirely different.
Okay.
On the floor, there is an image that you think you've Googled.
Okay.
It looks weirdly familiar.
View of that
So-
house we went to in where is it?
When you spoke to Miss Lou, Miss Lou, who you rescued from Marrakesh, she told you a story about somebody that she was investigating called Hugh Draper.
Mm-hmm.
When Hugh Draper was in the Tower of London, he carved into the stone a alchemical symbol.
Oh yes.
It's not a very large symbol that he drew, but the one, can't say his name, but the one that you see on the floor it's a huge. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. It's a huge rendition of this image. Let's see if I can get this to go. Oh, no.
Are you putting it on Discord or?
I'm going to attempt to save. Never seem to have much luck getting stuff on Discord. Okay, here we go. Message plus that one. Here we go. Well, that was easier than I thought. Has that popped up?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
So that is on the floor of this room from the image, and you can see this. The camera's all pointing in different directions. In that center circle, how can you describe it? It's almost like when you get a migraine, at the corner of your eye, you can see the white lights. But when you turn your head to the corner, those white lights have moved. They're not where you're not looking forward. They're still in your peripheral image. So looking at it, it's kind of like a blur that it's almost like that side peripheral vision of your having a migraine, but it seems to be trapped in that pentagram or that multiple.
Oh, this is not good. Because if we're about to blow up this rig,
I'm going to destroy the pentagram, which
if
will
it's being
free.
held, if it's being bound, held by, and I guess even given that we're, cynical, 21st century people, I mean, I guess we would all probably get the concept of some sort of holding circle, or so. The problem
Yeah.
is if we blow this up, then we don't know what we're letting out. But from what you've described, it doesn't sound good, right?
Yeah, but so sure, you automatically step back at this because it's kind of a bit odd, and that's where you catch out the corner of your eye VHC1. The chap is standing up, looking at the camera, waving at you, beckoning you.
Okay. Well, I'm still videoing.
So you get he's kind of beckoning you forward and pointing at the door, beckoning you and pointing at the door.
Right. Well, obviously, I mean, I'm not going to rise to that because
Is there a microphone?
I think maybe,
so yes,
I think maybe
there is that Tannoy loud hailer microphone with a red button on it.
Oh, okay.
Do you think we should maybe go check out the laboratory first?
Yeah.
Because we'd have to go past these cells anyway, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what it looks. I think so.
But I don't know. What do we think? Do we think we want to go anywhere near this guy, or do we want to? I mean, I guess we've got to check out the laboratory, the lab, before we go any further, right?
I would tend to agree.
But we've got to, like you say, we've got to think very carefully about blowing this rig up, because if we, if blowing the rig up doesn't destroy whatever it is that's being held, then it's like, so I'm presuming that this guy is probably going to try and, bargain with us or whatever. But I don't know. Maybe we. Can I ask a quick? If we go back to the, you said about the storeroom. Is it possible that there would be ear protectors? Like, bearing in mind that this was originally.
Yes. Yep.
I wonder whether
Yep.
we should go back, get ear protectors so that we do not hear. Because if this guy, again, knowing, what with vampires of mythology being able to hypnotize you.
So you
I
have had
wonder
experience of the woman in the alleyway in Marrakesh
using influence.
but also River was taken over by a spirit.
So I wonder whether we should go back and get ear protectors. So, and then obviously we can then, because we don't want to get within earshot of this guy, because if he is a vampire and he's like, come and let me out, we don't want to be. Yeah, exactly. He's going to say it exactly like that. But I don't know. What do you think, chaps? Do you think that's a sensible precaution?
It certainly wouldn't hurt, and I reckon if they got ear protectors, they almost certainly have earplugs.
Yeah, because again, this is that's just an industrial
thing.
thing.
And these will be industrial ones. And these are not Piddle-ass ear protectors. Solid.
Probably more likely to be military grade rather than, industrial plus whatever military grade is as well.
Yeah.
I think we should definitely do that before we go anywhere near. Because if we've got to get to the lab, it looks like we have to go past the holding cell.
So, Struan, are you going to run back and go and get them?
And it doesn't. I guess so. Yeah. I mean, we as far as we know, these are the only other guys we've seen. So I'm okay. Yeah. Okay. Struan's going to do it. He'll run back.
Well, perhaps you should stick together.
Well, at least maybe we should go in pairs. So maybe I could take maybe.
You run back and you find a set of DeWalt, Milwaukee, whatever quality ear protectors.
So I'll grab a few, a few pair, however many we need, and head back to the special security office, and then we'll all put them on. And obviously, before we put them on, we will discuss the plan, because otherwise we won't be here. And the plan is we're just going to head out of here and go. I guess it's going to be along here, isn't it? Right.
Yep.
To the laboratory. And I think we just avoid eye contact, and we'll go and check out the lab, and then we can decide what we're going to do about the guy in the cell. But yeah, I just don't like the idea of one of us being taken over by this guy.
So you put the ear protectors on, and you make your way past the special investigation
So
room.
down here, right?
Special interrogation.
Yep. And then you see the vampire holding cells in their full glory. There are two large cells with a kind of a glass wall in between. In the center of that glass wall, there appears to be, you would describe it as a weird-looking Stargate, or a camera iris, sorry. So on the floor on the right-hand one, there is a stone, and a really out-of-place stone floor with all those markings on. The center of that circle, there is something that you can't quite see looking on, but in your peripheral vision, it's like a dust devil. But it's not there. It's just in your peripheral vision, but you can't quite see it.
Yes, we don't spend too much time looking at it. But that's not.
It's weird. It's not quite weird enough to give you a stability loss. It gives you the will is, should we say, but it's not weird enough to give you any stability loss, because you can't see what it is. So it's like it's there, it's not there. But what does give you a bit of a jolt?
Video recording of it.
Yes, and there's nothing. No, yes, you can video record it, and you do see only something if you look in your peripheral vision. It's being picked up, but it's almost being picked up by the absence of what's there. So there should be dust or light particles, and that's not there, and that's what you're picking up, the absence of something. But yes, it's kind of like
the same effect on cameras as it does on eyes.
Yes.
Wowza.
But sitting, but what gives you a start is you move to the next cell, and standing by the window by the wall is this chap, and he has marked out in dirt on the window, "Help me," and he's pointing to the door. Next to the door, it looks like some kind of microphone speaker.
No,
Effect.
no. I think that would be a very bad idea. Maybe what we do is when we've been to the lab, perhaps what we do is if we do want to engage with this guy, maybe what we need to do is one of us be tied up, and then take the earphones off, so that if he says, "Oh, take your gun out and shoot your friends," then that person is not able to do it. If that makes sense. I think we check the
I
lab
think
out.
that's very well volunteered.
What
Yes.
do you mean? Wait a minute.
Yeah, well, I think whatever information we might get in the lab or elsewhere will inform our
I think
subsequent
agreed.
decision making, I suspect, but or hope.
Yeah, that makes sense
So-
to me.
In the lab, it is a untouched room, other than the fridge. So anyone that's come in here has gone straight to the fridge, opened the fridge and left. The nitrogen fridges for the deep freeze, which are two large silver. It's the kind of thing you see in the IVF treatments,
Yeah.
where they keep
Well,
cells.
like the Jurassic Park thing.
Yes, exactly that. They're still shut, but the fridge, you notice there is on the floor vial holders, little plastic, kind of looks like the cutlery drawer that goes in the dishwasher, lying on the floor. On them, there is a sticky label that says Varney Strain 1. And in brackets, a date.
We know the name Varney, don't we?
Look at that,
Yep.
yeah.
We do.
So what the
He's
strain?
he's
It's
the
like
one
they
that's on
develop-
here.
It's a strain, as if they're treating it like some kind of disease.
Yeah. Are there any other sample? Is there anything, any other samples left that we could take? Again, bearing in mind we might need to have this tested.
Yes, I'm going to say there are at the back of the fridge 4 EpiPens, each
Okay.
one that says Varney 1.
Okay. Well, should we take those? Also, take pictures. So what we'll do is, while those are still in situ, I'll take pictures of
Yep.
the fridge and the vial on the floor and everything, just so we've got a record of everything. And then I think we take those with us.
Yeah, it's at this moment River's phone dies on him.
Cool.
But that had a 96% charge.
River had 12%,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
but I
Yeah,
gave him my
Mim-
phone to
Min
use.
gave
Yeah.
him his, didn't he?
but his
Oh.
actual phone's died.
Oh,
So
I see.
Mim does not have a phone, but the others do. So you start taking photographs. There is a keyboard on a monitor screen with that's blank, but there's no paper. There's no books. Everything's electronic. Everything's been written down via a computer rather than actually finding notes and whatnot. But what you do see, as you enter and shut the door behind you, is a piece of 18mm plywood, which has been taped to the door, and on that is an A4 sheet of paper that has clearly been printed out, which is the front cover of the Penny Dreadful, that says Varney the Vampire, and there's darts stuck in it.
Again,
Where's that
I'll take a picture again. Just
Looks like some kind of crude black humour.
Hmm.
Right.
Oh.
So we've got the vials. So that, again, the laboratory. So, like I say, I guess the next thing to do is to decide what we're going to do about this. Because how much time have we got left on our destruct charges?
About 40 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've only
So-
spent 19 minutes, give or take.
Okay. So what are we going to do about this guy in the cell? Are we going to bother giving him the time of day, or are we going to just? Because again, our other question is again, to do with this, whatever this thing is that's being held by the stone. Do we trust that the explosion will kill it, or are we risking letting something very bad loose?
I think we can't be certain any of that.
No.
I've just had a thought, those weird as this may sound, but perhaps we should look if there's any crosses or things like that in the chapel
Yeah, good idea.
before we talk to this
Good idea.
Varney, I imagine it is.
Yeah, let's do that then. Shall we check out the chapel? And again, just out of interest, it's unusual for there to be a chapel in this. So again, there must be a reason for the chapel to be there.
Yes.
So
So
why don't
you
we check out the chapel?
leave the laboratory, making your way down the corridor. At the entrance of the very end, past the special investigations, that black thing is a door entering to the chapel, and it looks like some medieval Norman entrance to a vestibule to a chapel. Really out of place, almost like somebody's lifted up the chapel entrance and stuck at the entrance with his old flagstones on the floor, an oak beam door with rusty kind of nails holding it together, and lying on the floor face down is another soldier.
Okay.
Let me check him over. See if, well, I'm assuming he's dead, but let's see what we can discover.
You turn him over, and his entire neck kind of just falls out onto the stone. He's dead. In his hand is a old key.
Oh, I shall retrieve that and show it the others.
Looks like an old, really old lock key. Long central with end piece and a medieval kind of old.
Well, I guess we definitely need to take that with us, don't we?
Well, look around inside this place.
I was going to say, yeah.
Well, there is a keyhole on the door to the chapel.
Okay, does it seem as if it would fit?
Yes, it goes in, and you can turn it and unlock the door to the chapel. This guy never made it.
Oh, this is so we were just outside the chapel.
Yep.
So
Okay.
we'll stand back with, if one of us is going to open it, we'll stand back with our big wrenches ready to go.
Who's going to open the door? Oh, well, Louisa, you had the key in your hand. You open the door, and there's a musty smell of old churches kind of pours out. And inside, it's an anathema to everything else. It is almost as if they have lifted a Saxon Norman church, or part of a Norman church, and placed it in here. There's stone flooring, oak beams, and it just looks like you've walked into a Doctor Who TARDIS thing. Albeit it is the right dimensions, but it just looks completely out of place. Everything's all modern and modernish, and stone and concrete and steel. This is stone and oak, and it is a chapel, not a full church, but a chapel.
Well, yeah,
Hanging.
unusual.
Hanging from the vestibule, the vicar has hung himself, or so there's a guy wearing a white, I want to say dress, but vestments, that's it, vestments,
Yeah.
wearing white vestments, hanging from the rafters is a priest, a vicar,
He's
an
hung himself,
Anglican.
has he?
Hang himself, yeah.
Mm.
So this will require a stability check. Anyone getting less than 3 loses 1 stability.
Less than 3.
Oh, I'm used to it now.
Ability. We can spend some points on this, right? Or
You can, but who passed? You all passed, haven't you? Just
I
River.
haven't rolled. No. Oh, that's a 4.
Okay. Okay, so you all passed, but we'll get back to River.
There are no crosses in here. Well, are there any crosses?
This is Anglican, so there are a number of crosses. At the far back, you've got Michelangelo's cousin nailed to a cross. You've got probably about 4 or 5 wooden crosses with on long sticks with candles sticking at the top. I haven't been in church for ages, so I'm
Perfect. That's perfect.
guessing. So yes, there is a number of wooden crosses and big gold, no gold ones, all oak and wooden.
I'm taking me one of those, guys.
And there are a number
The years
of
it makes
King
me feel
James.
from everything I've seen so far.
And then you're automatically drawn to the end with the priest hanging, and it's an Anglican kind of classic British church. As you turn after you've collected your church, you turn on the back wall. There is a slightly different religious mirage of stuff, and you can't quite place it. It's not Judaic or Roman Catholic or Anglican, not quite Islam. It's almost like it's an early version of all of those. Does anyone have any religious studies?
Zoroastrianism or something like that.
Hold on a minute. Let's have a look. I mean, I've got.
No.
So I know a bit. I've got architecture. A couple of points in architecture.
Go with architecture. That's all.
There's really a skill, is there, to do with? I can't see anything.
Not quite. But
can't
architecture.
Yeah, architecture. So
let's go architecture.
okay. So it's 1d6, and what's my target?
4.
I'll add a point then, because I've got 2 points in architecture.
Yeah.
So I'll add a point. Take a point off that and add that to. So bear with. Oh, so I made it anyway. So I've got 6.
It's kind of possibly Zoroastrian, possibly Yazidi, and it's kind of an early version of a jinn worship. Or
as in a genie, you mean?
Genie, yeah. So it's kind of like an because obviously the Islam is their demons are jinn.
Yeah.
But it's kind of an earlier version of. There's elements of Christianity, elements of Judaism, elements of Islam, but it's almost as if it was before those.
So that would the obvious conclusion to jump to then is that thing that's being held is one of those, i.e. a jinn. So do we think maybe then this is implying that vampirism that this is one of the original entities that create / become vampires, maybe,
It's a type of
Possibly.
gin.
but we don't know
Possibly.
for sure. But
No. No.
Okay, so I'll relate that to the others, and that all. But I guess all that does is that reiterates that it's probably a very bad idea to release this thing from its containment, right?
Mm.
Yep.
Okay.
So that holding cell is almost like an oil lamp.
So in
Yeah,
making that link to
exactly
your
what I'm
CD,
thinking,
you remember when ISIS attacked lots of people in the Iraq and Kurdistan, the Yazidi were terrorized. They were forced to convert to Islam, and then when they went back to their old religion, they were killed as being devil worshippers because they kind of worship a there's an argument we say it's an angel, but there's elements of fire involved, so it kind of looks like a demon. It's odd
Do any of us
because you're
have
not.
any?
Yeah.
None of us have really. Has anyone got a cult history?
Only what's the name? No.
The other one, yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember her name.
Okay,
I think Louis.
Oh,
Sorry, go on.
not and
The one who died in the TV show, the one who got injured in the TV show.
Dander.
No, what's
yeah,
the name?
Shirley Dander.
Shirley.
Shirley.
Shirley Dander. That's it. Shirley Dander.
Shirley.
Yeah, I think we gave her a cult
Okay.
as a kind of a.
Stupid question, I know, but I'm assuming
Yeah.
that we don't have any Wi-Fi signal out here, so we can't just Google it.
No, you're in the middle of. There is
No.
Wi-Fi signal, but you don't know the password, so you've got no cell phone signal.
Did you say there was?
Because you're in the middle.
You said there was a computer
Yes.
terminal in here. Is it
In the laboratory?
Is it locked or is it?
The screen was off.
Okay. I mean, obviously, we could probably try. I guess we could try.
How much time we got left?
Yeah, probably what, 30 minutes?
Half an hour.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we,
I-
in that case, turn the computer on and just see where, I mean, it's unlikely, it's likely to be hidden behind, beyond a password, but I guess it's worth a try, isn't it?
You see the words EDOM on
You-
the screen. EDOM, EDOM.
Picture, take a picture of that.
And below that,
And it's like the screensaver
password.
says EDOM or something.
Yeah,
Wait, is this in the lab?
in the lab.
Yeah.
You need a password. You need a what they called username and password to get in.
So there's no chance we're going to get into that without spending time on it. If only we had Rodney.
Should we? Can we take the hard drive?
You'd need to get to. You'd have to get to the server room.
Oh,
They're
so
all
it's
dumb
like
terminals.
Oh, it's an actual
dumb
terminal.
terminal, like a VM terminal or something.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay. Well, again, I've taken a picture of the screen. The screenshot with the EDOM on it, and
Yeah.
So again, with time running out, I guess we probably need to think about talking to this guy, don't we?
Yeah. Either that, or we got to try and see if we can find a
Turn
way
it off.
to turn off
Yes.
the countdown.
Yeah. Have we got any way of communicating between each other remotely? We haven't got walkie-talkies or anything, have
You've
we?
got walkie-talkies. You can't get cell phone. If you you don't know the password for the Wi-Fi, so you couldn't do Wi-Fi calling. No.
All I was going to say was I didn't know whether we sent River to go look at the scuttling charges, because obviously he's not, although he's got knowledge of explosives, he's not familiar with this setup, so he's probably going to need a bit of time to check it out. So maybe we send, what do you think, send River to look at the scuttling charges. Don't do anything with them until we tell him, but maybe he can at least go and have a look and try and figure it out while the rest of us, or two of us, go to this other guy. And like I say, I think the plan would be that the one who's going to talk to him gets hands tied, just so that if he does try and put the old fluence on let's be honest, it's going to be Struan, isn't it? So if
Yeah.
if
So
he
River goes off to do that, and you can find enough cables to gently to tidy up,
and also I was going to
tie
say
up
make sure
Struan.
obviously that you disarm me so that I don't have a gun or anything
Yep.
to hand. That seems sensible, chaps. What do you think?
Yeah, sorted.
Okay, so we do that, and then we'll approach the cell with the guy.
Take your headphones off,
Yeah,
and there's kind of like a little
I'll
red
cautiously
button.
take the headphones off and
Yeah.
sort of yes, hello. Press the red button. Yes, hello.
Hello.
Well,
you here
whatever
to
are you
save
doing
me?
in such a nasty place?
I thought there was more of you. I count one. No. He says. He says. Says. Have you come to save me?
do you need saving?
No. I want to die.
Okay.
There's a storm coming.
What do
And
you
I
mean? Can
don't.
I just ask? What do you mean by that exactly? That's not the first time we've heard that expression. So would you mind maybe being a little bit more, a little bit clearer?
Do you know what I was?
Maybe you might have to enlighten me.
My name is Sir Francis Varney. I was, once upon a time,
Varney.
I guess you would use the vernacular, vampire.
Really, a vampire? Interesting.
I was.
But no more.
So what are you now? If you were once a vampire, then what are you now?
Husk. Shadow of my former self. Have you seen the thing in the cell next to me?
Well, when you say seen, not quite that simple, is it?
Of course, you're seeing it through human eyes. That
Only ones I've
is.
got, I'm afraid.
Well, we call it. It was called Hugh Draper.
Another
It's
name.
not clear. It's not clear how it became what it became.
Mr. Varney, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
I'm guessing you may very well be aware that this facility is very shortly going to be reduced to so much wreckage in the middle of the ocean.
I think one of the dying soldiers, as they fled, shouted at me that the eye of the burning sun was coming.
Certainly given to poetry for special forces soldiers, these chaps, weren't they? But regardless, so you say you want to die. So I'm assuming, therefore, that you are content to remain here and await such a fate. Is that correct?
That is correct. If you look up above my cell, there is a number of large, I believe they call them UV bulbs.
Yes.
UV
So I look up,
bulbs.
and presumably he's telling the truth, right?
The soldiers, my guards, would tell me they are a billion lumens. I don't know what that means, but they
Put it this
threaten
way.
to turn them on.
Put it this way, Mr. Varney. They're likely to give you something of a suntan if they were
Yes,
to.
not the worst ways to die. I could remain, but I am, as I said, a shadow of my former self.
So my question to you, Mr. Varney, is, and if you don't mind indulging me, if this facility is reduced indeed to a pile of debris, what would be the implications for the creature in the cell next to you? Would you say?
I have had centuries to ponder this. It was Cromwell that forced the merger. Hugh Draper was being kept in the Tower of London. A weird sorcerer from Bristol, Bath area. He'd managed to tap into some unknown power. Cromwell thought he could use him as a tool against his enemies. I was forced into the cell, and to explain to Hugh Draper that he was going to have to work for us. Only there was a weird, odd moment. Hugh's body fell to the floor into dust, and what was inside Hugh's body entered mine. And then for the next few hundred years, I spent my time slaughtering people as I believe you call them a vampire. Captured by Edom.
Are you implying, Mr. Viney, that this being that's being held is indeed the entity that was within you for those centuries?
Yes. They managed to draw it out, and obviously after several hundred years of contamination of this creature, I am, whilst now we believe mortal, I have some residual effect. But as I say, there is a storm coming.
What do you understand that to mean, Mr. Varney?
I am not the only vampire on Earth.
We
More coming.
certainly gathered that.
So it's like the hornet's nest has been poked or something like that.
I wouldn't. There is a hornet's nest, and my understanding is that even the great Dracula fears what might come.
You mean the Dracula?
Yes.
Mr. Varney, sorry, carry on.
From what I understand, from what the overhearing the lab techs discussions, is there appears to be at least 2, possibly 3 major strains of vampirism on Earth. Mine, which
sorry, I keep interrupting.
Mine, which appears to be linked to some kind of weird supernatural, magical entity thing. Dracula's, which is an entirely different strain, and a third strain. They found a body in the Danube, which was a vampire that matches neither mine nor Dracula's DNA, for want of a better term.
Mr. Varney, for what it's worth, and I never thought I'd hear myself saying this to somebody who purports to be an ancient murderer, but you have my sympathy.
Would you like to join me in these last dying moments?
Really?
Come.
Do you think...
open the door, and we can sit and watch the end burn.
I'm good, thanks. Thanks, though. Very good of you. But do you think do you think it would take for us to destroy the entity which is trapped next to you? Do you think the ultraviolet lamps would affect it, or is this creature beyond such mortal damage, would you say? Surely there's a desire in you to see revenge on all that this thing has made you do over these centuries.
I think there is a failsafe below the cell that, upon activation, drops the containment glyph into the depths of this icy water, trapping the creature in the stone at the bottom of the sea.
Great, thanks. We'll get back to you. And I've
Okay.
released the red button.
And you can see him go like mouthing stuff and pointing, and he's now kind of, annoyed at you.
Okay, let's
He
see if we
walks up
can
the.
find...
He starts banging on the door. You can't hear him banging on the door. Struan can hear him banging on the glass,
Yeah.
and go and tapping, and kind of call you back.
I'll just put my earphones back on and sort of go. I'll like make a chopping motion across my throat, like sort of cutting you off, and we'll go and try and find this failsafe. Because what have we got now? Like 20 minutes or something?
Yes.
Because if we can activate that and drop this thing into the ocean, then I say we let this rig blow up. Honestly, what do we think?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so let's have a look around. Is there any obvious way below the cells? Is there a service hatch or something that looks as if it leads down?
So yes, around the cell on the floor, there is a kind of an opening, a great opening.
Right.
Lifting those up, there is a hatch. There is a handle.
Oh, okay.
That's covered in red
One
and
of those
yellow
big, sort
tape.
of like
Yeah,
Nostromo
it's
engine detonation things.
yes, it's almost obvious. It looks like you simply need to pull it up.
Yeah, let's do it.
And
what do we think, chaps? Do we think this is? Do we believe him, or? I mean, at this point, have we got anything to lose? If we
need,
nothing
but
to
we need
lose.
to commit one way or another, I think.
Right, I think we do it. I think we go for the hatches because he had no reason. I mean, from what he was saying, it all seemed pretty. Although the whole
you lean
thing's
down,
unbelievable, of course, but
and your phone begins to vibrate.
Okay.
Everyone's phones vibrates.
Okay, I'll look at my phone.
15 minutes.
Oh, right. Okay, we're going to pull those handles right now.
So you yank the handle up.
Yeah.
And there's a millisecond of nothing happening, and then there's an expanse of gas, and you can see the entire stone just drop.
It's straight through the floor. Love it.
You can't. The utter silence just drops to the floor, and because you're wearing headphones, you can't hear a thing, and sinks to the bottom of the sea.
Right. I say we now run to get River, and just get the hell off this thing. I won't even give Varney a second glance. Just like literally run for the
lifeboat.
For the detonation room where River is presumably still investigating the mechanism. Because I think we just get out of here. We've got
Yep.
And given what Varney said about his that he was possessed by this thing, but he's a shadow of what he was. I think blowing this rig up will take him out. So and if it doesn't, it's going to expose him to daylight anyway, and then that will finish him off. So I think we just get the hell out of here.
So you charge down the corridor, and the camera pans out. Varney kneels down, and he kind of enters a kind of almost a praying stance. As you pound in slow motion, picking up River, heading back down to the entrance of where you came in, sliding down the corridors, the ladders, whipping off the decathlon kayaks, getting to the sea, and you row out with several minutes to spare, and the camera pans out as the entire rig detonates, and it's a massive explosion. You are caught up in the shockwave and moved forward at speed, heading towards the nearest outcropping of rock. And
most importantly, I'm going to get my deposit back. So
yes, but there's a huge explosion far greater than you were expecting. Each of the
So this is going to bring, obviously, air, sea rescue and God knows what. So I guess we, as you say, luckily we sort of paddle for the.
Yeah. So this is the upstairs. So the armory blows up.
Wait a minute, there was an
and then-
armory. We didn't think about that.
Yeah, upstairs, the armory. Didn't you?
This is the first
you looked
time
at
I
the map.
see this.
And the satellite comms control room, the helipad. So all of this detonates. Weather station. 3 floors.
I mean, I'm okay with it.
Let's go back to that one. So yes, you sail off into the. Hang on, I got right. Where's the image gone?
There was
Let's go back to that one.
there was a lot more to explore.
3 floors,
Yeah.
and the whole thing just kind of collapses in on itself. And then, as the camera pans out, it cuts to another scene, and slowly, in the depths of the water, that stone is lowering down into the silt, and you see it sink below the silt, and the silt cover the stone, but there is a kind of a wispy void of whatever hovering in that trapped area in its glyph.
Perfect.
And I think that's probably a good place to end it.
That's
Yes.
Kevin. That was excellent. I really enjoyed that.
Yes.
That was
That was good.
creepy and excellent stuff.
So you saw that something else was on the ship killing everyone.
Yeah.
And escaped. But you don't know what.
But we got some good info there as well. So with like you say, with and also I know what my image is going to be for this episode. It's going to be Varney behind the glass, a bit Hannibal Lecter-ish, but
Yes.
yeah, I think that and we got a lot of info there.
I quite like the Hugh Draper is a weird character that. So the idea is there is some link between Oliver Cromwell. I just like the idea of Barney being a vampire, but only a vampire because of something else.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. I really like that.
But not the main vampire, obviously.
Well, no, of course.
No.
But also we now have some kind of a bit more credible experience, and also a bit more. So we have a bit more belief in what he's telling us and what we've encountered.
And you have killed 2 vampires now.
Yeah. So no,
I'd say,
that was great.
No, you haven't really killed them. You've allowed them to commit suicide.
Yeah.
Really.
No, that was cool. I was very, very pleased. Yeah, very good.
That worked quite well.
Yeah, enjoyed that. Thank you.
That was
Excellent.
that was good. Yeah, we definitely obviously must have some level of belief, even though if it doesn't.
Yeah, I think that's important, because I think up to this point, I think we were sort of, we come across some weird stuff, but I think having encountered this, it kind of removes doubt, doesn't it? So now it's like, right, we know what's going on. We know we don't know what's going on, but we know that this is a real threat, not us imagining things.
But it's a bit of a Venn diagram, the traditional vampire stories we've learned we know of, as characters, and also what we've experienced so far.
Yeah. So what you do know is that sunlight is a good stopper.
Yeah.
The creature thing in Morocco, which it kind of came across as more of a powered human than anything. He was affected by the sunlight. Varney is sitting underneath gigantic, big billion lumen, what are they called? UV lights.
UV,
so again, affected by the lights. And the other thing is you saw a computer that said EDOM, which is the first time you've seen that properly. So you know who you've heard. EDOM is a thing, an entity. EDOM is running HMS Proserpine.
And we have some, at least we have some evidence as well, which, you know, like we've got photographic evidence, we've got those samples as well.
Yep.
So I think that was a good effort, and very, very good, very atmospheric. I enjoyed that.
Yes.
So the third strain was found near the Danube, near the Danube.
Right.
So obviously Dracula is strain 2, and Varney was strain 1.
So Varney is some sort of it's being, you know, was like some sort of possession.
Progenitor.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then presumably the Dracula thing is probably some sort of blood. You know, blood infection or whatever you want to call it, and then
Yep.
yeah, interesting.
I wonder if these strains are related, put it that way, whether they've each evolved in separate ways.
Well,
You know what I mean?
he did say that Dracula feared what was coming, and that a storm was coming, and that him and Dracula were the first vampires on Earth.
Lots to digest. Very good.
Yeah.
Has anyone got anything else then before I stop the recording? I guess I should probably stop it.
Yeah, that's good enough.
Yep.
Cool.
No
Well,
more.
Thanks, Kevin. Enjoyed that.
No problem.
Thank you, Kevin.
No worries.
thanks,
So
mate.
next session
you.
is we'll start at 7, and the next session is going to be 3rd of July.